So hard to breathe up here.
Checking out Mount Evans? You are watching the right video. If you're like me, you're probably deciding between Pikes Peak or Mount Evans. Look no further. If you want to see mountain goats and drive North America's highest road, Mount Evans is the place to be. And yes, it's even higher than Pikes Peak. We're going to break this video in 3 parts, so skip to what you want to know. We're going to cover the white knuckle drive up, the summit experience, and the drive down, with a bonus section on the gateway gold rush town of Idaho Springs off Interstate 70. This is a true adventure driving North America's highest paved road. Yes, if you do this drive, you're in the top 1% who have taken a car higher than anyone in the US.
What a nice day to go for a drive in the woods.
This is such a special experience, I even changed my flight and extended my trip to get a weather window to reach the top. Plus, it's only a little over an hour from Denver and super easy to get to. Do note that the road to Evans is only open during summer months, which in Colorado means usually May to early June to October, but it varies quite a bit depending on when first snow comes. From Denver, take Interstate 70 west for 37 miles to the town of Idaho Springs. From there, follow big signs for Mount Evans Scenic Byway. Halfway up the road, there is a junction at Echo Lake where you will find the ranger station. In the peak season, you will need reservations to enter. Go to this link for more up-to-date information. Turn right to State Highway 5. All you gotta do is follow the road to the top.
Here we go, Mount Evans, 14 miles to top, and the top is open.
If you want to skip ahead to the summit experience, go right ahead.
Reservations are about $10 and they're usually more available during the weekdays. Try to get them many weeks in advance to ensure you have a slot to go up the mountain. But I was able to get mine a week in advance because I was going on a Tuesday afternoon.
We begin our drive out of Idaho Springs at an elevation of 7,500 feet in a canyon for the first third of our climb.
First glimpse of the mountain. Behind the clouds. Rocky Mountain High. One of the 50 or so 14ers in the state of Colorado. What a place to be.
This section of road is signed as Colorado 103. We emerge from this canyon and find ourselves at 10,600 feet, halfway up. And here's a glimpse of Echo Lake. After Echo Lake itself, you'll see Echo Lake Lodge and signs for Mount Evans summit. Follow those signs and turn right at the junction. We'll drive past the ranger station where we'll show them our reservation and head on up. At this point, we are higher than anything east of the Mississippi, 2,000 feet higher than Mount St. Helens, and almost 1,000 feet higher than Tioga Pass in California. But we still have 4,000 feet left to climb to get to the top. Now we start the real climb and begin to leave the tree line soon, following State Highway 5 for the rest of the way. Every 1,000 foot of elevation gain in the mountain is equivalent to driving 600 miles north. Crossing the tree line means you have entered the Colorado Rockies subalpine zone. Off to the right, you can see us crossing the tree line at 11,000 feet. No trees can grow up here. We enter Colorado's highest ecosystem, the mysterious alpine tundra. At this point, we are higher than Mount Hood, the highest point in the state of Oregon. Here's a scale side-by-side comparison. This environment is arguably the harshest that supports life in North America. Winter conditions last over 8 months and the soil never fully melts. We are deep in the land of permafrost. Long winters, high wind, and intense sunlight means only highly adapted species survive.
A little edgy here. There's no guardrails. You see the high Rockies over there. It's quite something, isn't it?
They call it Rocky Mountain High for a reason.
Mountain squirrel or something. The view just keeps getting better. Holy crap, it is bumpy here. The tundra, the permafrost, isn't permissive to building roads. And we even bottomed out one of the shocks first and then we slowed down, but wow. It's kind of diagonal this. Look at Evans. Such a beautiful mountain. This is the highest city park in North America. Summit Lake. It's owned by the city, I think. Whoa, look at that. It's going to be a single lane road later, I think. We're on the summit reach now. We are almost 12,000 feet up Mount Evans.
Summit Lake lies in an ancient glacial valley from our last ice age. Flanking Mount Evans, it is America's 13th highest lake, sitting in a permafrost bowl, home to the southernmost Arctic tundra. Although we're in Colorado's temperate latitude, this high elevation makes us feel like we're driving through the middle of Norway.
Look at that valley on our left. You can really see all of Colorado from up here. Take the Sangre de Cristos from Great Sand Dunes all the way north to the Wyoming border near Rocky Mountain National Park.
Mount Evans Scenic Byway gets really windy in the last 1,000 foot of climb. The road has no guardrails and becomes a lane and a half wide as it ascends the summit ridge. Close to the top, we get rewarded with another treat. We see Mount Bierstadt appear, another popular Colorado 14er. And look, our first mountain goat.
Mountain goat's licking the car. The 4Runner tastes pretty good, huh? Folks, we have arrived. Mount Evans parking lot. The top of Mount Evans. What a view. Oh, look at that mountain goat. Got a friend coming for you. Probably one of the highest bathrooms in the US.
Snow in the summertime. Let's go check out the old visitor center next to America's highest observatory, the third highest in the world. The original visitor center burned down in 1979 and they haven't rebuilt one since. Unlike Pikes Peak's touristy summit, you get a pure mountain experience on Evans.
Alright, let's do the summit push. A few hundred feet to go and then we're up at the top. Really gotta take it slow up here. Hard to breathe at this altitude. Muir's right. 12,000 to 14,000 is no joke.
The summit itself is about 200 feet higher than the parking lot. There is a well-maintained trail with a few switchbacks taking you to the top.
So this is the trailhead. We're going to the top of Mount Evans. And the sun is coming out.
I filmed this climb in June, but it's perpetually cold. Summer has a different meaning at altitude. I highly recommend layers because alpine weather is unpredictable.
Whew. Okay, I've never been this out of breath before, but less lightheaded.
Acclimation is key, especially when you go over 10,000 feet. Mount Evans is no joke, even though you drive most of the way. Picking up your feet and walking over rocks actually feel tiring. What would be easy at sea level is actually exhausting at altitude. Air pressure here is 40% less than at sea level. You still feel lightheaded from the altitude after being in Denver for weeks. Remember, Denver is the mile-high city, but Mount Evans is almost 3 miles high.
Well, I can see that somebody wants to go normal ball.
Alright, folks. Right here. Top of Evans. You got a GoPro as well?
Yeah, I figured I'd bring some friends up here.
At the top of the world.
Yep, started.
It's a good feeling. Right, welcome to the top of Mount Evans, 14,200 feet. We're in Colorado. We're at the summit right now. A pretty quiet day, pretty cloudy. You can't see all the way down to New Mexico, but what a view here still. What an experience to get up to a 14er on the road and being able to hike the last 100 or so feet. But our first 14er here in Colorado, Mount Evans, 14,200 something feet, depending on which rock you count. So yeah, with that being said, enjoy.
Just a quick note about driving down. Make sure to use the lower gear to keep your speed in check. Don't ride your foot brakes to prevent them from overheating. You want to be able to use them when you need them. Be sure to take your time and enjoy your drive down. The mountain looks different from a new perspective. Watch out for mountain goats and be sure to let faster drivers pass when it is safe. On the way down crossing the tree line, keep your eyes open for bristlecone pines. These trees are over 1,000 years old and one of the oldest living things on Earth. Our next stop, nestled high in the Colorado Rockies at the base of Evans.
Arriving in Idaho Springs, old mining town, home of the Argo mine.
Idaho Springs was a Colorado mining gem, a mining town turned historic tourist destination. Idaho Springs has a walkable downtown worth exploring, with plenty of great selections of restaurants.
So much warmer down here.
Downtown is built around Minor Street, a popular half-mile-long business district with plenty of storefronts worth visiting. When you're here, it's easy to forget about modern life and imagine what it was like back in the frontier days. Argo Gold Mine, the backbone of the town's economy in past decades, was the pinnacle of Colorado's mining industry. The mine recovered over $1 trillion worth of gold in its career in today's dollars. No small feat. Today, Argo Mine is an immersive museum with tours to its main tunnel, the famous Red Mill, and opportunities for visitors to pan for gold. Idaho Springs is the perfect way to recap an adventurous day in the Rockies. That was a blast, and it seems like the day just flew by. Seeing Mount Evans is one of my favorite Colorado activities. It's an adventure with the most bang for your buck. Bagging a 14er is probably the most Colorado thing you can do. It's something you won't forget. And you can't beat a close encounter with a beautiful mountain goat. I hope you enjoyed this video about Mount Evans and found it useful for your trip planning.
If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more content like this.